Here's my review of Pretty Lethal. This movie is a lot of fun. It's a really bizarre concept. It's about these group of ballerinas who are going to a show somewhere in like East, I think it's in Turkey, Eastern European, and their bus breaks down and they are staying at this hotel, and then they find out that this hotel is kind of full of has a lot more sinister elements than they may have expected. And what's different about this movie as opposed to like some of the other action movies like this is, yes, this is a movie where you have a bunch of like probably 90-pound ballerinas taking like being able to fight these like 200-pound men, but it's done in a way where it's not about physical fighting, but it's using their ballerina skills in order to fight them. And that was done really well. Like it's really just their synchronized dance that they're able to use of dodging, like ducking the people trying to attack them and then tossing like a weapon, and the way that ballerinas are able to move their bodies and move their arms like delicately, slowly, and able to sneak up on them and work together to kill these people who are trying to kill them. And it's very fun. Like the action is just really, really fun. It is very gory, which is just always a lot of fun. And in terms of substance, there's not really that much to it. I just finished the movie. I'm like, there's really nothing. It didn't really have an emotional hook, I don't really think. But I wouldn't really say it's trying to. I'd say the closest was probably what they did with Uma Thurman's character. But even that was just kind of like, that was okay. Like, it's really the cool scenes where you have the ballerinas, like they have a blade on the end of their shoe, and when they're doing the ballerina spins, they can like cut you while they're spinning, and it just kind of adds just a unique way of fighting in action that I've never seen before, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And there is like some kind of things where you gotta like have some sort of suspension of disbelief, where sometimes it feels like when some of these ballerinas are sneaking up on these guys trying to kill them that they should have noticed, but they just don't. But like I said, it does kind of play into that thing where ballerinas, they're very delicate. They know how to move very quietly, very efficiently. So it does kind of work. I don't really have that much to say about this movie other than it was a lot of fun. It's a real short watch. I think it's under an hour and a half with credits, probably even shorter than that. So it's a real short watch, and you're going to get some really fun action. I think some really unique action. And I think that there's an added element of one of our characters is deaf. And there are also moments where it feels like because of her being deaf, she's of course already even more naturally quiet. And there are just some added little elements with her that can sometimes make it more intense, or whether she has to use sign language or whether she's able to use it to an advantage. And there is a bunch of little things like that in this movie that I just found to be a lot of fun. And I think there's a scene like with the deaf character where like when she loses her hearing aid, and it just makes it even more intense because you can't hear all the action going on and she doesn't know what's going on. There's just little things like that that just make it intense and really fun. So yeah, this movie isn't really amazing, but I think that it's a fun watch. It's a quick movie, and it's just got really great and fun action scenes with these ballerinas. And it's funny because in a way the action's really cool, but because of also how good these girls are at ballerina, it's almost like it adds an extra like, oh wow, this is kind of beautiful the way they're able to move. It really is impressive, and it is really cool. But yeah, it's a really fun movie. It's nothing amazing, but I think that anybody who turns this movie on is gonna have a fun time with it.